Hi and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. This is episode 227, and I'm Jessica, also known as Naturally Nitty.
And I'm Allena, also known as Starnets. Today is July 14th. This is our bi-monthly podcast. If this is your first time watching, welcome. If you're a returning listener, thank you for coming back. It's a planning podcast, just really late.
Yeah, so welcome. Grab your knitting or spinning and pull up a chair and craft along with us.
Yes.
Okay.
So all your final things for advanced studies should be turning in this month. That's all I have to say. And if you do an admission, you have until the 22nd.
Yeah, Newts, Owls, missions, Order of the Phoenix, that is. I forgot to put in Quidditch stuff, so if there's a Quidditch match, I didn't put the info in about that.
Or Nest should be talking about it, or Seat, or Pride, or whatever they call them.
In the Badger?
I think that's Seat.
Is it another nest in Ravenclaw? Do they have nests of eagles?
Maybe. I don't know. So whatever it calls it, like your group, your subgroup, or even in your common room,
Yeah,
they should tell you.
they should. All right. So moving on, classes. First up, we have arithmancy. Welcome, students. This month we are studying the magic of, well, nothing. The number 0 has been given great mysticism over the years and can carry great power. It is involved in many spells, but even in the Muggle world, it has significance. The Muggles may know more than they think in this regard, as the ancient church denounced the number 0 as a dark and dangerous magic. We know it's not inherently dangerous, but as an important element of any larger spell, its symbolism and power is not to be underestimated. This month, we would like you to highlight the mysterious magic of 0 by emphasizing the contrast between something and nothing. The powerful way a blank space can emphasize an image or bring balance to a composition. The secret strength behind the basic looking spell. Fun stuff. So, sorry, I'm off my game. So, your task this month is to craft in black and white or two strongly contrasting colors to create an intentional visual pattern in your work. Non-rab crafts are welcome.
Very cool.
Sorry.
Have you noticed the past couple of months, there's always been like use two opposite colors or two contrasting colors, or two colors.
Yeah.
Work, because I think I turned in something for that just last month.
Yeah, it was 2. It was like the number 2 or something. But yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Okay. Astronomy. We're here to study the Delta Aquarii star, also known as SCAT, which in English means the wishing star. The Delta Aquarii is the third brightest star in the constellation Aquarius and is visible to the naked eye. Nobody knows why ancient Arab astronomers called Delta Aquarii the wishing star, only that they did. Or I should say, no Muggle knows. We wizards know that the star truly does possess magical powers. This month, we want you to be inspired by the wishing star. This star is imbued with magic, and we want you to feel it too. Craft your interpretation of your wishes and dreams. Non-rivalry crafts will be accepted in this class, and no prior approval is required. So that's a good one.
That is fun. Wishes and dreams. That could be like anything.
I'll be turning in one of my spins because I'm spinning my epic mashup, so that will be going in there.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but this will fit in like a bunch of different things, so I'm not sure where I'll put what. But yes, that's a good one. Okay, charms. as you can see, this month we will not be teaching you a charm that will require anything complex. We are going to be focusing on the cheering charm. By cheering charm, we don't mean cheerleaders or cheer squads.
This is
Instead,
actually what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
they they have a picture up of I think it's from Bring It On, but it has I think it's Draco, Ron, and Harry's face like over like cheerleaders. It's pretty hilarious. It made me laugh.
Sorry, but go on.
Anyways, instead, this charm will leave the person feeling happy and content. The charm is one that is deceivingly simple to cast. Be careful because the opposite of cheer is extreme sadness, which we do not want any of you to experience this month. So, for your homework, please craft something that brings you happiness and contentment. Of course, sharing with your professors why it brings you the feeling of happiness and contentment will make your professors feel happy and content also. So, examples of projects: craft with a color or a brand of yarn that makes you happy. Craft a project that you know will bring you happiness while you make it, or once you are using it or wearing it. Spin a roping that makes you smile to look at. Weave a rainbow because rainbows make you smile when you see them, right? Ravelry crafts only will be accepted for this class. But that is like so wide open and pretty awesome because you pretty much craft with what makes you happy. I mean, there's a few times you craft with yarn that you hate or whatever, but most of the time those don't go very far.
Yeah.
So
And that's fine. That's pretty wide open too.
it is.
So, defense against the dark arts. Don't worry, dears. There's nothing here that will hurt you. In our final month of term, we will continue our study of Professor Lupin by learning about another magical creature he taught in his class during his brief but important time at Hogwarts. Sorry, I lost my place. Try to remain calm. The thing in the chest is a boggart and feeds on fear. The boggart is a shape-shifting creature that takes on the form of that which the person fears most. We have no idea what form it takes when it is alone, since it changes rapidly to the viewer's worst fear. The only way to defeat the boggart is the ridiculous charm. The incantation itself is not enough, however. You must imagine the creature that it is conjured by your fear as an object of ridicule. As some of you will remember, Professor Lupin helped Neville Longbottom conquer his fear of Professor Snape by imagining Boggart Snape dressed as Neville's grandmother, vulture hat and all. For your assignment this month, conjure your fear by using a technique or fiber that scares you, or practice the ridiculous charm by crafting something that makes you laugh. Encourage creative storytelling staging for those of you who choose to practice the ridiculous charm. Non-Ravelry crafts will be accepted this month if they fit the prompt. So that's fun too.
That is fun. I don't have many things that scare me, but
I have some flax to spin, and that's kind of scary.
some flax. Oh, I guess I would. Maybe I have something. I have to go searching
I
again.
I'll have time to spin it because I'm spinning other things.
Yeah. No, but that's cool. Or things that make you laugh. That's also fun.
Yeah.
Okay. History of magic. After studying Molly Weasley last month, we decided that you should learn about one of her favorite authors, Gilderoy Lockhart.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that he had two older sisters who were squibs? His mother, who was a witch, loved him more than his siblings. This can account for his vanity and desire to be admired by everyone. Prior to his tenure as professor of defense against dark arts at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, during the 1992-1993 school year, he received many prestigious awards such as Order of Merlin Third Class, Honorary Member of the Dark Forest Defense League, and five-time winner of Witch Weekly's Most Charming Smile Award. He invented an alchemy egg yolk shampoo, which was dangerous and expensive for open market. It subsequently became his dream to market this product. His favorite color is lilac. Lockhart became an accomplished author and traveled to exotic parts of the world. He mastered memory charms shortly after his graduation and began tricking accomplished witches and wizards into revealing their greatest deeds. Then he erased their memories. His sole focus on memory charms would deteriorate his abilities nearly beyond repair, which spelled the end of Lockhart's fame after he became a Hogwarts professor. So, for your homework this month, class is to craft in the color lilac or any shade of purple will work, or make a net-like item such as a lasso to rid the area of pests, or your net could be lace. So I'm guessing you could spin anything and say it's a lasso. You could knit some lace, or you could work in purple fiber or yarn. Boom.
Done.
Next.
Okay.
Sorry.
Magical law. Magical law can include rules and regulations established by magical institutions such as Hogwarts. This month we will study one of these laws. According to our history books, the 714 Edict was a decree issued by Hogwarts 714. One of the articles established by the regulations that students need to abide by during weekend visits to Hogsmeade. While you know that there are rules to be followed during these fun outings, most of you are likely just learning that the protocols were established many years ago. Students, with parent permission, can visit Hogsmeade beginning your 3rd year of school. Next time you visit, remember the magical laws can coexist with fun. For this month, we will be focusing on trips to Hogsmeade later this month. July, which is this month. Your assignment. Sorry, I'm like super slow. Crocheters, knitters, and weavers craft something that is appropriate for a trip to Hogsmeade in July. Not something you could purchase on your trip. Your submission should include an explanation of how your project is appropriate for this trip. This could include a bag for shopping, a wallet to carry your money, a shawl to keep you warm in the air conditioning, comfy socks to keep your feet from hurting with all the walking. Spinners and dyers, as it is summer, your submission should be in a fiber that is appropriate for summer or in a yarn of DK or lighter. Rav crafts only. So that's a fun one.
You could totally use your water slings for that. Ooh.
I was just thinking that actually.
Very cool.
Or the happy one because endorphins make you happy and happy people just don't kill their husbands.
Sure. Okay. I don't know what I'll do for that one, though. I guess most of my spins are lighter weight, but I guess I could break this spin up, and it's going to be a couple different skeins. Anyways, okay. Local studies. This month we are going to practice the copy pasta spell. This and refurnish our classroom. Muggles frequently use copy pasta when writing on their electrical computers. They write on their computers and they copy paste written text. But we are going to use copy pasta to copy our desks and chairs. It seems that Peeves has stolen the others because someone accidentally managed to turn him purple last month. So everyone take out your wands and let's get going. For this month, or for your homework this month, we would like you to practice the copy paste spell, crafting something that you have made in the past, or by creating multiples of the same item. Spinners should make a similar weight or ply to a yarn you've made previously, or create multiple skeins of the same weight or ply. Dyers can recreate a past color, use the same technique they've used in the past, or dye multiple skeins on the same base. Non-rivalry crafts will be accepted without prior approval. Boom. So if you do any sewing that you start to finish this month, you could hand in a bunch of bags that are all the same.
I do have a few that I did cut and sew.
I'm making little bunny nuggets that are the same, so I could do that probably.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Potions. Plants are an important part of potion making. This plant is dittany. It is a powerful healing herb, even in this raw form, but it is made more powerful by distilling it to its essence. When it is mixed with silver, it can prevent the victim of a werewolf from bleeding to death, although it cannot cure the resulting lycanthropy. The primary use of essence of dittany is to regrow skin quickly over a wound. Hermione Granger famously saved her future husband's arm by using essence of dittany on a splinching injury. Later, she used it to heal Harry Potter when he was bitten by Voldemort's familiar, Nagini. It takes several kilos of leaves to produce a small vial of essence of dittany. For this month's potion, Homework. Please craft something intended to be worn against the skin as snug as a bandage. Sorry, can't read. 0 or negative ease. If your project wouldn't normally be used this way, please demonstrate how you would use it to cover a wound and stay in place. Alternatively, you may craft it at least 50% green, like the leaves of dittany. Honorary crafts are accepted. So that's a fun one. I like anything that is green.
I knew you would. No, that's pretty cool and fun.
So close to the skin or used for a bandage or green.
True.
Okay. So now back to our regularly scheduled
Oops. Yeah.
the podcast.
Okay. Do you have any mojo?
I do actually. So last month I finished my weave. Did I show it?
No.
So I finished it and I took it off the loom and put it in for class. I did a basic weave with the petals, and then I started trying twills out, and then like zigzags,
That's so cool.
and then a V. With this is all twills, and then um, I'm showing you the wrong side. Okay. So zigzags. Twills. Am I showing you the wrong side? I don't know. Oh, and then this one was a different um pattern. Like it's hard to see because it's super close.
Yeah.
And I did a different one this way. I was just playing around, and then I just repeated everything back, so it like makes like one big table thing. And then I took it off the loom and tied knots in it. Like I didn't do any hem stitching or anything. I just tied knots, and then I washed it. Um, it smells really good, but I washed it in like soak. But then I was asking about like this edge. Like if you see, there's parts where like this string didn't get caught.
Yeah.
Bills happen like that. So, I was asking different people like what you do. So basically, you have like a floating edge, and it catches those. Um, so I still have stuff to learn, but it was a lot of fun for me.
I
What
think you did a really fantabulous job for that. I mean, you do the
I have had a rigid head also. It wasn't like my first time.
no, but still, that's like a whole new crazy big loom. Like it scares me those things.
They're
Maybe.
kind of cool. Like you have pedals and you like step on them like you're playing the piano, and then the thing like lifts up or goes down. It's kind of cool. So yeah. And then I'm holding another finished object. So when we were in Wisconsin, Jessica had made those water bottle slings like last month or something like that. Maybe a month or two ago. And so I got some cotton because the girls wanted water bottle slings of their own, which I had already intended on making it. Like I printed out the pattern and everything, and I just didn't go digging into my stash for cotton yarn because it's behind the shelves upstairs in the bedroom where the ceiling goes like this and you have to crawl. So I
Oh,
didn't.
fun.
But anyways, so I just bought a thing, like a blue shade of cotton, and just made it for Madison and Bella. And then Jessica gave me some green, and I made one. So I have 3 of those finished, and it went really fast, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, so those are my mojos. Do you have any mojo?
Awesome. I do. I think I was almost done with this when we podcasted last time, but this is the Simple Mojo uh, scarf
Oh, cool.
knit along KL that Sarah, right? Yeah,
Mac landscapes.
of Imagine Landscapes. It was like a design as you go thing, and she kind of hosted it. It was on the patterns on Ravelry, Simple Mojo. I think it's Simple Mojo KL. Maybe it's just Simple Mojo. I forget. Anyways, um, it's on there. But it was also she hosted it on Instagram and would post the different directions. But it was only like 2 or 3 directions. It wasn't hard, but it was simple, like it says. But just to get your knitting mojo back, which I had kind of lost. But it was fun. And basically, you knit this garter stitch section as tall as you are, and then you pick up and you knit sideways, lengthwise, I'll say, this lace section,
That's cool.
and that's it. Well, it's not even lace. It was like an elongated stitch, like double yarn overs, and then you drop them like the double part as you go. Super easy and garter stitch. So yeah, so it's done. It grew. It's a little bit taller than me now, but it's good because then you can like wrap it around lots of times and keep yourself warm and cozy, right? But it's totally hot in here, so I'm not gonna wear it right now.
Oh, why ever not? It's not.
Because it's summer. Um, and I even left my hair down for the podcast, but that I'm thinking of putting up because it's hot. Anyways, that's it. That's all my mojo. Whips, though. I have some whips I can talk about.
Okay.
Works in progress. I had started some little bunny nuggets
Oh,
out
that's
of
cute.
spun. The ones you made that were out of hand spun.
Yes. I need to make more because I gave those away.
Um, I have them all stuffed and eyed in those. I just don't have the pom pom tails. Here's the thing I'm thinking though. They have you make pom poms, right? Sometimes those fall apart. I was thinking of gifting these to some little kids. I'm thinking of just knitting a ball and attaching that.
That would work.
Pom
Or
pom is.
just get you could just put an X on there and be like their tail fell off. There you go.
That could be cute too. But I mean, I like the pom poms, but I think little kids sometimes pick at them. I just think of Jude, our nephew. He had this really awesome hat that Lauren made him, and like throughout the winter, I don't know, he'd take it off and he'd like pick the pom pom, and like it just like completely fell apart at one point, which is fine.
A tassel too.
Hmm?
But the kids, you think, pull up a tassel apart?
I don't know. I don't think a tassel would be as fun. I was just thinking of knitting a ball and putting that on.
I would try it.
Or I'll try one pom pom maybe. I don't know. I have a friend who is having a baby soon, and I was gonna make like some sort of baby sweater, but then she has 2 other little girls, so I was gonna give her. Maybe I'll give her all 3. I don't know. Whatever. I was gonna just knit a bunch and just use up this ball of yarn I have. They're all pretty similar, so yeah, but they're cute and they're fun. And like you, I think it's a really fun idea to have just a bunch of knitted things in your purse so that when there's a little kid around, you can hand it to them and they can play with it.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, where was I the other day? And the parents were trying to keep their kid like super quiet, and I was like, "You're at the freaking like park." I don't remember exactly where we were, But I was just like, let your kid be a kid. Like,
Right.
really. Like, and I get, like, when they're, like, if they're loud, like, in inappropriate places. But for the most part,
Kids are kids. They're going to be loud.
yeah. And shushing, like, when parents are like, shh, that's more annoying than the kid screaming.
Yeah, I think because I can zone out kid noises
Yeah.
more than parents.
So, anyways,
That's all I got for whips, though. Do you have any whips?
I do. I am still working on my trillion that I started the other day, and I like brought it with me Wisconsin because I would plan on knitting it in the car, and I maybe knit like 4 rows. I like had this like I have to start this shawl. I have to knit this shawl, and then it got like super hot, and I was like, I cannot knit this shawl. I freaking hate. So this is where I am. Um, I have a long way to go.
It's pretty and sparkly, though.
Yeah, it's from Handspun. Um, I showed it to you the last time, right? Yeah. So I um will keep this by my purse and just carry it around with me and work on it, like, because it's a good like work as you go type of project. And sometimes I get sick of socks, and that would be right now. Yeah, because I have socks that never end because I'm knitting socks for my husband, who has size 13 freaking feet. What was I thinking?
Mm-hmm.
And in fingering weight, I should have just knit them in support weight and not business cycle. But that's the only whip I have. So you spin me right round,
Wait,
right?
wait. I wanna brag on Chloe a little bit.
Okay.
She made this little backpack thing.
And the button.
Yeah, and she made the button out of clay. Um, blah blah. From Christmas, I got her the book Stitch Camp, and it has 6 crafts. It was knitting, sewing, embroidery, weaving, crochet, and I missed something.
Does it have cross stitch?
Mm, maybe I don't remember. Anyways, um, but it's simple projects. And so she started this quite a while ago, but she knit on it every once in a while, and then she ran out of yarn. So I found another bulky yarn, and then this one up at the top, I found a bunch of acrylic yarns and plied them together for her because I didn't have any more super bulky yarn. Actually, this gray one was 3 that I applied together as well, like a while ago for a different project. Anyways, but she knit the whole thing, and I'm proud of her. And now Madison, your daughter, was teaching her how to do a slouchy hat. So she's about a good 5 inches into that hat, which is kind of awesome. And now she has grand plans to knit or crochet things for everyone for Christmas. I was like, oh my gosh. But, go you.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, well, if you spend a little time every single day doing something, then you can probably get it done. At least I don't know. Anyways, but she's all
Totally,
excited, and that makes me happy.
yeah, which is totally the premise of spin 15 a day.
Yeah,
If you just do 15 minutes a day, by the end of the year, you're gonna have something finished.
yeah, I know. I like or not. I like people are always like, oh, I don't have time to do that. They see you have a knit sweater or whatever, or a hat or mittens or whatever, and you tell them you knit it, and they're like, oh, I couldn't do that. I don't have time for that. And I'm like, really? You just make time. Or when you're sitting there watching TV, you do it. Like,
Fine, like seriously.
yeah, like, or I'm sitting
People
at the
think I
park
don't
with
have
the
time to
kids.
do that. You're sitting in an office waiting,
Yeah,
and they actually do because they're sitting there either on their phone or reading,
exactly.
not
Exactly.
even a magazine, just staring off into space, being annoyed because it took them so long,
Right.
right?
I'm not annoyed. I love lines. I love waiting in dentist's office.
So the last time I was at the dentist when Madison got her wisdom teeth pulled, totally random. Not totally though. I was knitting. And I was all prepared to knit for like ever because wisdom teeth take forever to take out. They were done in a half an hour and I was annoyed. Like it took a half an hour.
Because you didn't have enough time to knit.
Yes.
No, I get that. Yeah, I don't mind waiting places and stuff like that, so that's cool.
Right.
Anyways, so now we can go move on to spin. You spin me right round, which
What
it's
a fleece.
my favorite time of year.
It is.
Usually
So
Christmas.
that's really it's just like crazy ripping open presents day.
Right. Well, and you guys come here. It's like family time, not the actual day. Anyways, I love Tour de Fleece.
Me too. So I was at Jessica's. Usually it starts on the first week, the 1st of July. This week it did not. How dare they change up Tour de France? Like it's all about spinning. It should be the same.
I know. It's usually like the first or second.
Yeah. So this week year it started on the 7th, right?
Right.
And we were there still. So I brought my yarn for my epic mashup of mashup 3 because I want to spin another sweater. So I had pulled out all my merino silk yarn. Just kidding, it's not yarn, it's roving. And I put it in a bag and I took it to visit Jessica. And we had a really full car. But I don't care because I brought my wheel and I brought my spinning, and that's all what it's about. So I'm looking for the picture on my phone. So we sat there the first day we were there because I was like, we need to figure this out.
She really did. She's like, okay. And she threw it all on the floor. Like,
Right.
let's make this a sweater.
And I was like, how do I want to do it? So I was like, okay. And we lined it up and we're going to have a color progression. And then we divided it up into plies. So this is how it's going to work. So I've been spinning and I have my first bobbin is done. I don't know if that's going to focus on that. But Jessica let me use her Dynamo label maker. So I made little bobbin labels. And that one says ply 1, bobbin 1. And these ones are ply 1, bobbin 2, ply 2, bobbin 1, ply 2, bobbin 2, stuff like that. Which I think I might need more because I don't have enough bobbins, so that should work. So I'm just going to spin 2 bobbins of each ply and then spin them together. And my dog is really annoying, and I'm sorry that it's really loud. But I'm going to apply them and then make I'm going to apply them onto my bulky bobbins because I don't have enough bobbins. And it's about to get loud really fast because my family is home from their walk that I sent them on.
Oopsies.
So that's what I'm spinning. And I also need to spin for my class for SSK. And yeah. So I spin a bobbin of overspun singles for my class at SSK, which is in a couple of days. So I need to get on that. So when I finish this bobbin that I'm working on right now, which is the second bobbin of my first ply, I only have one more color to go. Like I'm working on the green.
You're done with that.
So when I finish that, I'm going to spin my singles for SSK, I think.
That's exciting. So you inspired me to pull out. Well, I was always planning on doing the mashup during the tour for Chloe's sweater.
Oh yeah,
I can't hear them. It's okay. So after you did that, I pulled mine out, which was only 4 braids. It was not a ton of fiber like yours because Chloe's small. And when I spin mashups, I usually have like half of it left over in the past, like almost all the times I've made a sweater, like I don't even use half the yarn that I make because I overspin because I'd rather have more.
Yeah.
Not enough. But anyways, so I was like, a pound of yarn is enough for a child. Even though she's growing and getting really tall, it's still enough.
A pound and a half? Yeah, definitely.
Exactly, right? And it's going to be fingering weight yarn because that's the pattern. First, we found a pattern. She was very specific. She wanted a zippered hoodie with pockets, good pockets, not really little crappy pockets. She wanted good pockets. Those were her specifications.
What is the pattern she picked?
So, well, I found it. It's called Jailbird by, I think it's like Amy something. I don't know. I'll link it on the show notes. But I took, let me see. Oh, I don't have. So here's, I had 4 braids. This was 1.5. So like this light stuff was 1, and this was a half a braid that I split over here. So this is all fitting on 1 bob, and it's about, I'll say 5-ish ounces. And I spun that like 1 big one, 1 little one, and I just, you know, went to town on that. And then I'm going to apply it on itself. So hopefully it'll kind of be like a light variegated bluish with little bits of color yarn.
Cool.
The second set of stuff I did was 2, I want to rotate. That annoys me. Was 2 braids plus the other half of that one that I did. Get what I'm saying? Well, it's not bigifying. Let's have to click this. Okay. So they're pretty similar. There's a dark one. This one has more gray, and that one has more blues, and then that's the similar one from the other yarn. So this row is going to be 1 bob or 1 ply, and this will be another ply. This ply, I spun one of these. Oops, it's dying. And just kept going in order with that one. Then now I'm on the second one already. I actually decided I split these all in half, all of these little balls.
Like lengthwise or half?
The darker colors I split all just in half widthwise, and then the white ones I split
Lengthwise?
lengthwise. Not that it mattered, but just because I wanted all the colors in. But I split them up, and they're just tiny little bits of fiber, and I am randomly grabbing in here as I spin, and I take them out, and I pull it apart, and I start spinning. And then I get another one, and I spin. So it's all shorter repeats, obviously, and then I'm going to apply those 2 bobbins together, and hopefully I'll have enough of the dark color, because it's like, I think you need like 1,200 yards of color A, and then about 500 yards of color B. So it's going to be quite close. Anyways, but yeah, I kind of just wanted a variegated yarn, not super stripy or fractal or anything like that. I wanted it just to be all kind of mixed up. That's why I did it this way.
I think it'll turn out pretty cool.
So we'll see. Actually, I saw, oh, what's her name? She lives in, I think it's Germany. There's a lady I follow on Instagram. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. So anyways, she's done a couple mashups or combo spins, as most people call them. I like mashup because that's what I've been calling them forever, or we. Anyways, where she took a bunch of braids that kind of went together, and she kind of did the same thing. She like split them all up.
Well, I have no idea who you're talking about because I never saw that.
She has a podcast. I can't even think of it right now. I'll look it up real quick. Anyways, she split them up widthwise, like into, I don't know, like 6 or whatever. And then she split those up lengthwise a couple times. And then she just like grabbed one from each pile and like threw it in her like spinning bucket or whatever. And she grabbed another one and threw it in her spinning bucket and like just kept. And so it's kind of like random like this, but on a big scale. So then she just spun away and spins her her yarn and then plies them together, and it's like a very mixed up. It's more not like a solid color, but you know it's not striped, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's cool.
I might be wrong. I don't know. I can't even think of her name.
Well, when you find it, let me know because I will definitely follow her on Instagram.
I will. She's pretty awesome. She sews a lot too, but that's why I don't know. I can't even say it. Teresa is her name, but her Instagram name. Here, I don't know if you can see that. How do you say that?
Filter.
Anyways,
and I'm sorry that I botched that if you're watching this, which I doubt she is because.
But she has one little boy, but she spins and knits and does all the things.
That's cool.
But yeah, she makes a lot of combo spins.
That's cool. Yeah, like most people call them combo spins, but I always call them mashups.
I know.
So yeah, but that's what I'm spinning on. It looks really cool, and I have.
True came in.
Are you still podcasting? Yeah. And then I have green on my wheel right now, or I'm on the green one, so it looks really cool. And I took it with me to the Gypsy Stardust Fiber Festival today, and I was spinning on it, and everyone was like asking me questions about it. So
I saw that. It looked pretty awesome. Did you have a good show?
Yeah, it was good. It was a little slower, than last year, but I think it was good. Like I talked to a bunch of different people, like new people that I had never saw before. Like sometimes when you do shows, like you see the same people over and over again, especially if you live in the area. So it was nice seeing like new people.
That is cool. Okay, going back, she's the Passionate Spinner. That's her
Okay.
podcast or whatever.
Here.
Passionate Spinner podcast. Anyway, sorry. I'll stop talking about that. I'm done. Okay. Me spinning. Yes. I'm not done. Okay. So here's the first light bobbin that I spun.
Oh, I like it.
And here's the darker one. Well, it's more muted. I guess it's not super dark. It'll be different enough, I guess, for that pattern. But yeah, this one has more aqua-y tones. But yeah, and then I'm working on the third. And then I've been spinning on my drop spindle a bit as we go different places on walks and stuff like that.
But yeah, I forgot to talk about that.
Nothing of huge progress, and I didn't bring it over, so.
So I finally finished the stuff that was on my mini spindle, which was some Sunny Day fiber that I got from you a long time ago. And I finally finished it, and I crammed that 2 ounces on this mini spindle so hard, like boom, it was like almost coming off.
I saw like you could barely see the little turtle feet sticking out of the fiber. It was fun.
Yeah. So I finished that, and then I was gonna start this Boo and Kitty. Okay, so this has been smushed, and don't mind the paper, it's really bad, but the roll eggs are still good. I was gonna start it, but like spinning in a car sounds fun, but it actually really sucks. So at least on a drop spindle, I didn't do that. But yeah. But anyway, so I have that. I didn't start it, but I finished that one bobbin, so that was cool. So that's all the spinning I have. Have any other spinning?
No.
Okay. So sewing, I'm doing a lot of sewing. And that's nothing new. So how about gym? How is your cardio challenge going? Because we started it on June 18th, And we've been setting goals for ourselves every Monday and then checking in and saying if we reached our goal. And it's nothing like major, like you don't have to run a marathon. Um, yeah.
Well, as you know, I didn't check in for the first, I don't know, 2 times, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it's going good now. When you came, we went on lots of walks, so that was awesome. I need to get out and do more. Um, I've gone on one walk, and then today I did yoga for like an hour. It was crazy.
That is crazy.
I looked up this beginner one, the one that Lauren was talking about, yoga with Adrian, I think it is. Um, and I did this like super beginner one. It was 20 minutes long. And it was like nothing. Like I didn't feel like I actually did anything. So I was like, okay, I'll find another one that makes me feel like I'm actually doing something, you know? So I picked one. It was still another beginner one, but it was a 40-minute at home workout. So I was like, okay. And I did it. And I'm like dripping sweat by the end of the thing. It was crazy and awesome. And like my legs were shaking and it was good. So I'm gonna try and do that more, along with walking and biking or some sort of movement. Um, but I'm digging the yoga. I think sometimes the stress of like trying to run or do other things really gets to my knees or whatever, shins or blah blah blah. So I'm hoping the yoga will be a good fix or a good, you know, a good thing to at least start off and build up strength and stuff. And like my neck was all sore and stuff, and now it's not so bad. So I can get help with that. And basically, I'm trying to drink more water, and I'm still eating keto, so that's going well. So yeah, how about you?
So while we were in Wisconsin, you took us through the first week of keto, like learning how to do it. Um, and we went on lots of walks. And then when we came home, we went on a walk. And then I sent them out on a walk while we podcasted tonight. But I hope we go on a walk tomorrow because then I will hit my goal. But yeah, so I've been drinking water like crazy and doing keto too. So um, yeah, it's going well.
Good. Awesome. So I hope you guys are all having fun doing it as well. And I think most people have put pictures up of the prizes they want. I finally did that, which is good. And yeah, that's kind of it.
So
Sorry for the doors slamming. My children are coming and going.
but if you haven't posted your picture of what your prize is, do it. I'll post it. I'll link it into the first post. A picture. I think some people had like choose which one. Um, so maybe by the next check in we can have it finished. So,
Okay.
but yeah, um, have you been binge reading or watching anything?
Well, when you guys were here, I didn't binge on anything. I have been watching Grey's Anatomy, and we're also watching The Flash. Uh, I'm watching that with Gabe mostly. The kids too sometimes, but like Gabe is the one that's watching it regularly. Which Tom Felton is on there in the third. Is it the third season or fourth season? No, it's third. It's the
Yeah, he
fourth
like
season.
just magically appears and he's like,
Right, because of Flashpoint. Anyways,
yeah,
he's awesome, and he just gets better. Like I don't know how far you are with that with Bella.
3 or 4.
Yeah, it gets even better, and I love it. And then also,
Something. Okay, so like this is a total spoiler. So if you haven't watched it, just stop listening. Um, I laughed so hard because we were watching it. Me and Bella were watching it, and he was like, "You don't know how hard it is to grow up in a rich family and just want to like inspect bugs and stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, and you can't do magic because you're a squib." Or so I said something like that, and it was so funny to me. Like Bella was like, "Whatever, mom, shut up." But it was just I was just like dying laughing because I was like, "I passed or what?" So yeah,
it it is quite funny. Um,
then go on.
and then
Okay, no more spoilers. You can come
Well,
back.
I was gonna spoil it. What's his face? Oh my goodness, why can't I think of his name? A Harry Potter musical? What's his name?
Yeah, but he's on Glee.
Yeah. Anyways, he has like a one-time part in it,
Oh,
and
does he really?
yeah, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awesome!
That's hilarious.
But not really. But whatever. I just thought it was funny.
It's like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, only the 7 degrees of Harry Potter.
It totally is.
But it's like 2 degrees, if that.
Yeah. Anyways, but
Okay,
yeah, so that's what we've been watching. Not much else.
that's cool.
And 72 Cutest Animals on Netflix. 72 of the cutest animals. It's like a countdown series. The kids wanted to watch it last night. I'm like, anyways.
Yeah, well, we binge watched the Anne with the E second season.
I haven't watched it yet. I watched the first season with Chloe, and then Chloe and Leah watched it. So Chloe watched it the second time with Leah, and I didn't watch it that time. And then the second season came out, and Chloe started watching it without Leah and without me. So I need to watch it yet. But
Yeah, it was good. And then I've been watching Project One Runway,
yeah.
like on demand.
Cool.
I'm liking that. I feel like I can all the things like dresses and stuff, which I really can't. So randomness.
I need to pull my thing. I think I basically just said you guys came to visit, so that was a big thing.
Yeah.
We haven't podcasted for like 2 weeks.
I know, and we were together and we kept saying, "Oh, we should podcast," but then we didn't because everyone was around and it was really loud.
The
And
kids, yeah, are crazy, and it's hard to get quiet time. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
sounds like a good plan.
Oh, so I don't have a picture, but so our chicken coop, if you guys, follow me on Instagram, I'm sure you've seen it, or I've showed it here a few times. So there's like, I'll say the original run. Over winter, we just threw plywood on top of it, and it was all flat, and the snow would build up, and then when it melted, it would leak down because they were like overlap plywood. It wasn't one solid piece, and it I think there's someone at the door. Anyways, sorry. It would drip into the coop and it would get them wet and muddy, and I had to put straw down. It was just a big old pain. I'm just talking with Alena. We're podcasting. See it. You want to say hi? That's true.
Yeah, home soda maker.
Oh, did you guys get one? Cool.
Okay, now go.
Bye.
What was I even saying? Okay. Oh, so flat, not good during winter. I wanted to put a real roof on it because they need to stay dry, right? Yes.
Right.
So we built like these triangle things to go on it, so the roof would be slanted just one way. And then we built this huge frame with 2x4s, and then we got this like corrugated roofing material, and we slapped that up there and screwed it down and stuff, and then enclosed that part with the hardwire cloth stuff so that nothing could get in and they can't get out. Anyways, but it was kind of involved and stuff, so that's something we did. Okay, Trigger, they don't need to see that.
So yeah, we do not have chickens, so we don't have a coop, but I saw the pictures on Instagram and it looked really cool.
Yeah.
We had, like I was talking before, we had the Gypsy Stardust Fiber Festival today, and it was fun. I talked to a bunch of people because there's always that like last half an hour to an hour where there's no customers, so you just talk to the other vendors. So that was nice. But it was cool. And then I have SSK coming up. I'm gonna leave Tuesday, and I'm gonna stay overnight with my friend from Germany. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm actually kind of nervous because I'm teaching. They have like breakout sessions, and I'm gonna teach like not teach, but like discuss mashup spinning for a sweater quantity. And like maybe help people like think of how to do it themselves. So
Very cool.
because it's fun to do mashups and it's fun to make other people do mashups. Like I was just talking today to Dawn, who's Fairy Tale Knits. She and I was like, just take two colors that you wouldn't think would go together and mash them together and see how it goes.
Or some that you think would go together.
Yeah.
I think the beauty of it is really because you usually only buy 4 ounces at a time. Sometimes 6 or 8 or whatever. Or if you're planning on doing a big project, you buy a lot. But most people don't. You buy a braid or two here and there, and then you have all these different colors, or maybe you don't have any, but whatever. You have all these different things, and you can only make, a hat or mittens or a scarf or a shawl. And that's it. And a small shawl, not even a normal size shawl, like a shawlette. So the beauty of mashups are you can make bigger projects. So like a big shawl, a sweater, um, you know, more sweaters.
You're pretty much preaching to the choir here.
I know. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's why we like mashups.
But anyway, so
So that's very cool that you're doing that.
but yeah, so I think that's it. We're done. We're at the end of our
Yes.
random randomness. Next time we talk, I'll be talking all about a knitting retreat.
And I will be so jealous.
Well, I'm jealous of you every time you get to go to crafters retreat. So
That's a little different. It's not like a knitting retreat. It's like a camp.
I don't even have that near me. So
Sure. I hear you, but like I'm jealous you get to go hang out with all the knitters and stuff. But anyways, it'll be fun, and I'm excited for you. And maybe I'll go next year.
that would be cool.
It would be cool. Anyways, yes, you all take care. Have fun spinning if you're to order fleecing. Ask us questions if you want to ask us questions. I know people watch us, but we don't always interact that much.
Yeah, if you watch us, we have a Ravelry group. So join it and comment in our podcast chatter, or if you want to join our workout thing, you can. We're totally laid back like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, chat with us. Let us know you're watching. All right, we'll talk to you guys in 2 weeks, maybe one. We'll see you. Bye.
Bye.